Hi everyone, it's Kesman Quest YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be recapping the round 11 games. If you're new to the channel, welcome to your first recap. I'll go through the games for this round, for the games of the weekend, and then after that, you guys can have your comments, whatever you wanted to do on that. But for returning Magpies, welcome. 71 subscribers, unbelievable performance. To do that by just before June, can't help that, but to feel happy as well. On top of that, now let's go to Friday night's game. Can the Western Bulldogs prove to be a good team and win up to keep the winning streak alive? Or will Melbourne bounce back after losing to Adelaide in round 1? Can Collingwood finally, after 2 losses in a row, bounce back and beat Geelong? Or will Geelong continue on their form at the moment? Can the Gold Coast Suns get a win against Hawthorn, or can Hawthorn finally get that win that they desperately needed? Can the Brisbane Lions, can they continue on their winning ways, or will the Giants show why they're in good form for this year? Can North get an upset win against Saints, or will the Saints be too good? Sunday games, can Richmond overrun Adelaide once again, or will Adelaide finally get that win that they need? Can the Swans defeat Carlton, or will Carlton take a big scalp? Or can Port Adelaide get the job done, or will Fremantle show some fight away from home? Now let's go through the first game. 28 points it was on Friday night, a win to Melbourne, which was unexpected, to be honest. And Melbourne's game plan actually worked out throughout the whole game, and I think that's a good sign that you like to see as a Melbourne fan, if you are. But there's a lot of positives out of this game, not a lot of negatives, but the way that they beat up on the Western Bulldogs, I think it's impressive to think of. Well, what's this team really capable of? Are they capable of performing 4 quarters of good footy every week, or now they're in the position they're on top? Pretty sure they're on top of the ladder and playing really good football. But premiership favourites at the moment. What they do from now on is simple: keep performing, or rest some of the stars, especially for finals, as much as possible. But a really good win too for Melbourne. Now Geelong got the job done against my boys by 10 points. Now that's a game that it was hard for me to watch that the whole game, especially now where I did have my doubts a little bit. Especially, it looked like we were going to get blown away. Geelong are just too good. But then we fought back in the second half. And I think credit to our boys, to kick 5 goals for the match against a team like the Cats. That's a game that I reckon that's a game for me. It's like a breaking point where you can build on that. Just got to continue on finding ways to attack and use the corridor as much as possible. And I think that's what we needed to do more often, the first quarter included. Bob McCreery will come straight back in. You'll think Jamie Elliott's another one that probably might as well. Grundy, I don't think he'll play this week against the Adelaide Crows, but we'll know more about that. But just feel at the moment, it seems like a very good result for the Gold Coast Suns. Well, not for the Gold Coast Suns. It seems like a good result for Collingwood. Telling go down by 10 points. The lack of skills did hurt us in the end. And I gave it a pass mark in my reviews. Yeah, check that out on my channel. But it's just like, it feels to me that the way that we wanted, the way we play in the second half, I think we should be playing every week. And what I mean by that, fast ball movement helps. A team like Geelong and Hawthorn, they like the slow ball movement. If you play fast against those teams, and even do it against Melbourne and Adelaide, you can really surprise your opponents and surprise on how you want to play as well. But good win by the Cats, as I said. Credit to where it gets given. Chris Scott's been a master of slow ball movement. At times he got in quicker. Both teams kicked inaccurate. I think Collingwood kicked more inaccurate than probably what they did in the end. But you take a 10-point loss, you learn out of it. The frustration is at the moment on what's happening at the board level. But other than that, I think that's the reason why, how you can say, well, how good is this team? Realistically, that can be. So, but 2018, I think it was our best form that we had. From memory, we played. It's exciting footy. But then at times we play Paul too. 2019, I think we did play a bit quicker, but then we started to play slower, like against Richmond, to take the pressure off, and really look to dominate it. The round 2, and ever since, like, we found the hole a little bit with that. But other than that, yeah, there's not much else I can say to that. Brisbane Lions. The Brisbane Lions are too good against the Giants and absolutely smacked them off the pants. Mitch Robertson with 4 goals, 30 disposals. Seems like it was a great game for him. But a win that Brisbane Lions needed. Another performance that I say on that is that they're really showing why they're a good team, the Brisbane Lions. North Melbourne's another one. For me, would terrible. They bounced back and they got some respectability on the scoreboard. The Saints outplayed North for like 3 quarters. They came back, made it a bit more respectable. But the scoreboard probably did fine, and well, Collingwood in that case, but North Melbourne as well. St Kilda should have won by a lot more. Probably stopped in the end. And another game that I like to say, well, before I did forget, could West Coast knock off Essendon or can Essendon win away from home as well? But I will talk about West Coast versus Essendon because I feel like that's the important clash that we're seeing. West Coast were 29 points in front, second quarter. Since then, it was all Essendon. In the second half, absolutely dominate, absolutely played really good football. And you don't see that often as well, as much as anything. Jake String was good, Carl Hooker was good as well. So you just knew what was going to happen, including that. But other than that, a really good win on the road. And the circumstances behind what happened, Essendon had to leave early. it just shows that anything can happen, especially with COVID, that Essendon had to leave early as well. The Suns. Could the Suns beat the Hawks, or can the Hawks actually win? But the Gold Coast Suns were too good in the end. Absolutely taught Hawthorn a lesson. Other than that, I think that was a really good win. It sets up the season now for the Suns to have that class now of playing good footy. But how much talent that the Suns have lost, I think it's a pretty damn impressive effort, I would say, on that, as much as anything, because you know what the Suns are going to do. Sunday games now. Richmond too good. Adelaide did come back from 16 points down. It looked like maybe it was going to be, but the Lions were too good. I meant the Tigers were too good in the end. Did what they had to do. Crucial 4 points. Got some players back. Look, injuries are hit hard. But other than that, a really good win by the Tigers. And Sydney again. What a performance. This game was up and down. I think Carlton fell in the hole. Like lately, you can't trust Carlton against these top 8 teams. You really can't. And for David Teague said it's an honourable loss, how many honourable losses are you going to have? You can't just keep saying that and hoping that you get improvement. It's just, Buddy Franklin was good. He didn't have to dominate. He kicked like 3 or 4 in the end. Hayward and Heaney's another one that always contributes to the team. I just think, have they learnt? Not really. But if you're a Carlton fan and you're watching that, I think you'd be extremely disappointed on how the game did get played, to be honest with you, because too many times that Carlton players made mistakes, not defending well. Sydney got out the back a few times. And just to concede goals in red time in that couple of minutes left, you really can't afford to. And it just hurts you the whole game. But I suppose that's a pain to be a Carlton supporter right about now. Blue Board, probably notice, like, if you guys want to agree or disagree with me on that one, that's perfectly fine. I'll happily enough to have a chat with you guys, because, I want to see Carlton be up and about. For me to just go, I hate this shit team now. At the moment, it's just like a laughing stock of the competition. They can't really perform well. Second year in a row. If they would take the right man as well on top of that, or the same questions I've asked about Nathan Buckley, I think personally David Teague needs to be hard on the players. I think there's no criticism to say that they're soft as butter. They don't care. They don't play for the Guernsey. To get Jack Martin as well, hasn't played for 6 weeks. Indigenous round, really, to play on this special ground for him. Look, I don't know about that. Eddie Betts kicked a great goal. Kicked 2? But then he goes quiet out of the game. He doesn't work as hard as what he should be. But the umpiring, a little bit, Carlton got some decisions going their way, so you can't really complain about the umpiring. Certainly on that, on this time. But I think, for me, I think Eddie Betts needs to play in the midfield. Kicking 2 goals and doing your job. If you have a look what Dustin Martin does, he plays forward, but he also plays in the midfield. And you can spend like 5 or 10 minutes, but Eddie Betts isn't a Dustin Martin, I get that, I understand. But there's a time when you need to go up the ground and really impact the game. I feel that if you want to help the team win, Patrick Cripps couple goals that he's kicked was crucial. It's not. You actually kicked a set shot. I do feel like I am rambling on a bit about Carlton, the way that they've gone about it. And credit to the Sydney Swans as well, but you just feel that when the game's on the line, Sydney were just too good. You know, the game plan's always going to work. The rebuild was correct by Sydney. Does Eddie Betts have to do more than just kick goals and be brilliant and put pressure on and tackle? Yes. But you're there to play AFL football and you're there to win. So I think that's the reason why I think that you got to have that mindset of, I want to play football for this team and must work, or else we're going to struggle and be shit. As simple as that. And you don't want to rebuild from another 20 or 30 years away too. But other than that, that's enough talking Carlton. And another game that did get played, Port Adelaide were too good. Fremantle came back as well when it was a 40-point deficit at one point that Port had a good lead on. But Fremantle were too good in the end, and I think you have to accept the fact that maybe now it's time for those teams like Fremantle, if they want to play finals, if they want to do well, you've got to take this step and start winning. So that's the end of the video. Like, comment and subscribe. Until then, AFL content for this week. Another video will come out too. I'll do the footy tips this week. Don't know when. And my top 5 games. COVID, we don't know what's happening here. But until next time, like, comment and subscribe. Love you all. Let's get to the 100. See you everyone.